Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Ooh, sorry. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. This stream is sponsored by BetUS, and definitely go check them out if you guys have not. Appreciate so much from everybody stopping by today. We are on. This is pretty much today is the day. It's the 12th. I think this is the day where I think everything has to be finalized by 4 p.m. I'm not sure if today. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow. It might be tomorrow. I think everything needs to be finalized between today and tomorrow, pretty much. So since last night, I mean, really since yesterday, everything was really going on. I know everybody was kind of not really doing well. Everybody was kind of in a panic state yesterday. I obviously I did a video on the situation with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and kind of what it means right now. And I think there's a lot more to the story with Chauncey that we really don't know much about. Okay. Shout out to Lord Brunson for talking to Chauncey, and getting whatever he possibly can information wise, which hasn't been talked about. But from what's the understanding of it is that this move for Chauncey, trading him, quote unquote, had to happen. And it's a little alarming. If I was to really guess what happened, I think a big part of it, I think he wanted a new contract. I think, just think about it. He played 3 games in Detroit. He got that he came back to the Eagles on a cheaperish type deal. Okay? I mean, still a nice chunk of cash, whatever. And then, you win a Super Bowl and then you go back and you're like, you know what? I want more money. It's just that's what players are going to do. Players could be on an existing contract and then they win a Super Bowl and they're like, you know what? I want to get a little bit more right now. I want to do a little extra. So I mean, those are just rumors. I mean, it had to have been because of money or unless it's something worse than that, or it's off the field stuff, or it's the shit with Slay, or I don't know what the none of this is concrete, but it's definitely something to kind of check up on as we're sitting here really trying to figure it out, So I really don't have the answers, but we'll see what happens. What's going on? We have Logan Motorsports, Shajad Clayton. What's going on? D-Mac, Killer Ghost. We got Bobby Murphy, Adamo. What's going on? Mon, what's going on? Flying High. What's going on? Appreciate everybody coming in today. Technically the 3rd day of free agency for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the Eagles are the only team that hasn't made no external move for a free agent so far. Now there was news this morning. Before I'll get to your comments and stuff. Okay. There was news this morning on, I think it was on 97.5. There was some stuff going on today. Apparently, the first bit of news, I think Mekhi Becton is still on the table right now. And I could probably believe that just because he's not even signed yet. Like, why isn't he signed to another team yet? These guards are getting paid 4 years, 70 plus, 80 plus $1 million. Mekhi Becton's not even, that's been a whole nother thing. Let me get to I want to make sure I'm reading the right thing. I just had it. All right, so there was some podcast rumors. Well, there's actual video on it as I'm watching it right now. The Eagles were very high and the Eagles almost traded for Justin Reed. Okay, sorry, not traded, almost signed him in free agency. It was between the Eagles, the Titans, and I think the New Orleans Saints. Justin Reed ended up signing. He ended up signing with the Saints. Justin, I mean, if that's not showing you that they're pretty much interested in the market right now, in the safety market, then I think they have a lot of interest to go sign somebody. that's a free agent. And I think Justin Simmons might be that guy. Okay. Justin Simmons has been around Christian Parker when he was in Denver, Fangio as a head coach when he was in Denver, played great football under him, knows the system, knows the scheme. And I think under a 1-year deal for him, I think this would be a pretty good move. If not that move, then I know there's one other guy, the guy from the Colts. I forgot his name. Marcus Blackman. I forgot his name. Maybe it's not Marcus Blackman. What the hell is his name? Guy from the Colts, a safety that's interested right now. Sirianni was around him, I think, with the Colts. A year ago, maybe. I don't know. So I thought that was kind of interesting, a little interesting. So Adam Schefter this morning, okay, he was on 99. He was on 975 The Fanatic. Okay, he says, sounds like the Eagles aren't done moving on from some of their Super Bowl champions that are still under contract. You know, so they could be moving Dallas Goedert and some others, you know. Bobby said, I agree. I think he wanted more money. They already knew his personality prior from him being here in 22. Xavier says, good morning, Joey. You think Philly doing anything today? I don't know. I have no idea. Marcus Williams. Yeah, that's another name at safety. Yep, I've heard his name fly around, Mon. Yep. L. Campbell says, I don't understand why you just don't watch what CJ said. No, it was not a new contract. I mean, I heard what he said. There's no bad blood between him and Howie, and he said, hey, just trade me to a team that's gonna be a winning situation, and that was it. But just because you hear what you hear on social media or you hear from an interview is not. There's more to this story, okay? And I know that Lord Brunson talked to him. And this literally had to happen because Lord Brunson he's not lying about it. I saw the screenshot of them literally FaceTiming each other. So I think there's more to it. And there might be nothing to it. I don't know, but why, you know what I mean? Regardless, the Eagles had to make a move, and they made a move, not entirely in the favorites of all the Eagle fans here, but with all the expiring contracts you're going to have down the line, you know, too many guys you're going to have to pay, and you're going to have to free up cap the next couple of years. And I think this has been in the works since Chauncey got here. Howie Roseman didn't just wake up and say, hey, I'm just going to trade Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Like, this move, it was in the works. It was going to be in the works. However they were going to do it, wherever they were going to trade him, I think this has been in the works. So Moss says, bye, Dallas. Ethan says, yeah, I think Dallas Goedert's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen with Dallas Goedert. The Dallas Goedert situation is becoming more interesting as well. I don't know what they're going to do there. Couldn't tell you. 11.8 against the cap this year. Calcaterra and Goedert are free agents after this year. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, this is what happens when you draft well. Just like next year, the Eagles are going to get rid of players next year. It's going to happen. But next year, you're going to save $6 million. With Chauncey getting traded, you save about $6 million next year. The cap's going to increase. You're going to save more. Okay? And you're going to have a shit ton of draft picks next year. I think you got, how many draft picks you have in this draft right now? 10? How many you have in this draft for 25? I think they have like 10 draft picks right now. You know, coming off a Super Bowl and they have 10 draft picks. That's not bad. Joel says, Joey, besides Myles Garrett, who do you want in free agency? Well, Myles Garrett already re-signed. Who do I want in free agency that's left? I mean, it really depends on if they want to go through the draft or they want to go through free agency. Like, I don't mind if they sign Justin Simmons. I would like to try to sign Mekhi Becton back and that Kenyon Green, you know, kind of work him in this training camp, this offseason program and see what he's about. A project under Jeff Stout, with Trevor Keegan and Tyler Steen to that position. I mean, the Eagles missed out on a lot of guys, but I didn't have them being some big spenders. They didn't have to really be big spenders at all. You signed Zach Ball, and that was the one move I wanted, so they got that done. The Saquon Barkley extension was pretty good. So that was an awesome thing and saved some cap with that. I feel we need to keep Dallas Goedert. If we are losing all these guys on defense, let's keep the offense intact. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to maybe the Eagles don't want to redo his deal. I think necessarily when you put a player on the trade block, it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to trade them. They want to see kind of what the value of what they are. Apparently they want like a fourth round pick for Dallas Goedert. Okay. But the issue with him is that he's not healthy every year. He's missing 5 to 8 games a season. And that's been like the biggest problem kind of going forward a little bit. I don't like how they're missing out on, I get it. Like, but every free agent, like the Eagles have tried. I mean, the Eagles trying to go going after Justin Reed at safety. If they're going after Justin Reed and they were this close, I mean, then they must be very interested in that safety market right now. So if they sign Justin Simmons, I mean, there's no realistically, I don't think the Eagles draft a safety in the first round. I think that's off the table. I think that's safe to say. But if Adam Schefter is saying that the Eagles are going to be losing more some of their roster from their Super Bowl under contract, I could say it could be Mekhi Becton if they can't get it done, and Dallas Goedert. I mean, I can't really see them getting rid of anybody else. I'm even trying to find out like who's got that much value right now that they're really trying to get rid of. That's not a core player that they're not going to sign in the future. You know what I mean? Michael says just going to create more holes. They keep going. Well, yeah. Look. I don't think there's a lot of holes as everyone expects there to be. Like, I don't think there's a bunch of holes everyone thinks there is right now. Like, I think people are so infatuated on who Chauncey is and that he's irreplaceable. And, I get all of that with who he is as a player, how he acts. I get that. Like, you lost some of that toughness. I understand that. I get that. But, if it wasn't going to happen this year, it was going to happen next year. I mean, regardless, he wasn't going to be here long term. And Howie Roseman told us at the combine to be really patient. Things aren't going to go the way that we think they're going to go. And we just got to be, like I said, we just got to be really patient. I think there's a lot of edge rusher free. I mean, still even guys that are still out there that didn't get paid the first couple days, which is pretty good. I mean, I think there's going to be some cost-effective moves the Eagles can make. I think we just got to be patient. It's literally the third day. It's the third day. Everybody is freaking out after the second day, and I get it, dude. When we first saw the news, I get it. You're trying to repeat this year. If the Eagles feel like with this defense and what they're going to add to it that they can afford to lose Chauncey, and Fangio feels like he's going to have a top defense this year, they're not even worried at this point. If they feel good in Sidney Brown competing for a spot, if they feel good about Keely Ringo competing for a spot, it's going to be interesting. Michael says they hit on Q and DeJean, but most rookies and our picks are not instant starters like that. Well, they can be. You got to remember that draft was way different than any other draft, bro. You had 14 offensive players taken off the board. The first, 13, 14 picks of the draft, no quarterbacks taken. I mean, no, you're not going to hit drafts like that. You can still hit on the draft, but you pretty much, because it shifted the draft, a lot of these first rounders went to the second round, and they were able to get 2 first-round talents. You know what I mean? Rainiel says that's why Eagle Scouts matter. Bradley, mid-round picks are gold for teams like the Eagles. Yes. like the few fifth. How many fifth rounders they have? 4, 3, 4 fifth rounders this year. Those are going to be very valuable. They're going to be very big, valuable picks. They can move in the mid rounds. I mean, trust me, like they will get who they got to get. Let's see what they do the next few weeks during free agency. And then I think they'll fill up on some depth rotation and obviously get their, their main couple guys that can get the first 2 rounds in this draft. And I think they'll hit on those guys. But I just don't know where they're going right now because they are creating holes right now, are creating, these little things that are happening. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Sean says Hendrickson's still available. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, bro. Tyler, Hendrickson's still there, but obviously Washington didn't trade for him, and it looked like they had a lot of interest in him. I don't know if they're still going to sign him or whatnot. He still isn't signed because I think his price is going to go down unless the Bengals are just going to end up re-signing him, like pretty much what Myles Garrett did with the Browns and what Crosby did with the Raiders. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, if you're going to be if Trey Hendrickson is sitting there in a trade right now, you got to give up some picks, not a first rounder, but you have to give up something. And then what is that contract going to look? It really comes down to the contract, realistically. I mean, these fucking edge rushers are getting paid 30 plus, especially these guys that are old age and they're still productive. Like those guys are getting big chunks. Big chunks at their age. Nothing from Trayvon Walker. Nothing. Nothing on Trayvon Walker. Who scares you who scares me in the division? Nobody does. That's just the truth. Nobody scares me at all. I know that Washington's going to get better, but I got to see what this roster looks like at the end of the, at the end of the draft and where, where everything fits, Nate says, well, it's one thing to replace Milton, Sweaty, and Slay. That was worst case. This, put the pink slips down and walk away slowly. Why are you like acting so like you've given up already? Like I don't get it. Like why are people just like this is what I don't get, dude. Like why are people giving up? This is what happens when you draft well. This is what happens when you draft well. When you keep drafting well, you need that youth turnover. You need that youth movement turnover. That's what you get when you draft well. Beast Guard said, you think with the contracts that Garrett and Crosby got, that how we think of the future? Well, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, every year a market is set. So, like, the market always resets every year. So they have to jump on Jalen Carter in the next year and get something done. So that's what I've been talking about this entire time, where this move with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, it's about signing your main starters for the future and getting these contracts done. I mean, realistically, like, You might not sign Reed Blankenship. Juergens needs a contract. He needs a contract. There's no way you're losing him. Jalen Carter needs a contract. In a couple of years, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean will be looking for contracts. Nolan Smith. I mean, Nakobe Dean coming off an injury. He might be cheap, but he'll need a contract. Jordan Davis. I mean, guys, this is the reason why Howie has to think ahead, too. It's not just about this year. It's not just about this year. He did say to us though that, don't get me wrong, like this is the Eagles are still working for a Super Bowl this year. Their offense is still intact. The defense has got a few adjustments right now, but I think we just got to let it marinate and see what happens. I mean, that's it. That's all I can really say about it. I don't. You just have to wait. We have to wait it out. Night and Bobby says we haven't even got to the draft yet. A lot remains. It's not even just the draft, dude. Like we still got. There's going to be some effective, cost-effective moves. Like there's still going to be guys out there we can go get for depth or whatever. Like there's still going to be guys out there that we can get. Okay. Regardless, I don't even care about Milton signing somewhere else. You got the best DT in the fucking league right now, next to Jordan Davis. Okay. You're excited about Nolan Smith having double-digit sacks next year. Jalen Hunt should have a 6 to 8 sack season next year, maybe. You know, like I feel very good about the defensive line. I feel very good about them. You just need to get some depth and maybe just another guy in the first round to have for 4 years with a 5th-year option, whether it's another DT or most likely a fucking edge rusher. Chris Scott said, we're going to fill our holes. Don't worry. We'll most likely add Corolari today. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get signed. Quijolari? I'm surprised he didn't get signed. Alfredo says, Joey, we should know if Becton is gone by 4. Yeah. Yeah, 4 o'clock will be the deadline. They say he did warn us, and you're right. J3, how are we not drafting safety round 1? We only have 3 edges. We will go D-line. Yeah, I mean, I just because they have interest, just because right now they have interest in the safety market, because they almost signed a safety. They almost signed a safety. They were close to signing a safety. It never happened, but they just got beaten out of price. Oh, Hamlin signed with the Bills. Yeah, I heard there was rumors of Hamlin coming to Philly, but Antonio Holmes says we're not getting Hendrickson or Walker. You have to pay them if you trade for them. Aren't we saving money for these young players? We don't have the money. No, I agree. Trey's gonna get 30+ million. I mean, it's gonna be plus 30. It's gonna be 30+. You're not trade the edge rush market is really bad. Thank God. Jalen Hunt, had a really good playoff run, and Nolan Smith really turned up, because this would be a lot tougher. Deshae said people forgot about Thomas Booker. He was really solid. I thought he was really good. I mean, he's flashed pretty good. He flashed really good. Moro Jomo's getting a lot of disrespect, bro. Moro Jomo's a beast. I'm telling you. Moro Jomo is going to be your Milton replacement. Moro's going to be your Milton replacement. I'm not kidding. Yeah, and the Eagles did want Justin Reed. So if they're interested in safety market right now, then yeah. EC1 says, I don't want Justin. Why not? I think they have bigger needs. I don't think you have to draft a safety in the first round anyway. I mean, why can't they go safety in the second round? Don't want Simmons, too old. He's 31. Who cares? It's a 1-year rental. Who cares? That's what you're going to get right now. 3 days in the free agency, that's what you're going to get right now. You ain't getting some young fucking star. I don't get, 31's not old for a fucking safety. Like, safeties could play at old fucking ages at a high level. Justin Reed is still a good player in this league. As a piece that you could plug into a scheme that he's already played under Fangio, he's been around Christian Parker. So it's not a bad move at all. I'm not even against Justin Simmons coming to Philadelphia. Yeah, 31 years old for a 1-year rental is I don't see the problem. I don't know what the problem is. I don't see no problem with it. So I don't know why everyone's like, he's 31, he's old. But motherfuckers want to trade for Myles Garrett at fucking 30. So, and give up all these fucking picks. Yeah, Simmons was talking about Philly. He was talking about Washington as well, because I know Washington. I think Washington still needs a safety. I think they still need a safety right now. JT, I like more from Bama in later rounds. I'm not giving a fifth-year option to a safety. I don't mind picking like a Malachi Moore, because he could play safety. He could play inside corner too. He could play multiple positions, which is great. I think he has a lot of value. I want Asante Samuel Jr. Yeah, we'll see, man. The cornerback spot is going to be an interesting one. I don't know what direction they're going to go with that, because I feel like they are really high on Keely Ringo right now. From what the news I heard from some of these NFL outlets saying that the Eagles behind the scenes really do like Keely Ringo. So, you couldn't sign Isaiah Rodgers because of the comp pick. I get that. And you might draft another corner this year, maybe mid-round. I don't know. You're just gonna go into camp with a lot of bodies, and I think that's how it's gonna go. So I didn't want Garrett unless it was a third rounder. So again, I want young talent. Well, if you thought you were going to get Garrett for a third rounder, then I don't know. We weren't. No team was getting Garrett for just a third rounder. Yeah, Hendrickson's 30. I have no idea renting a guy for a year. I have no problem with it. I'm not against it. It's fine. The Eagles are the third youngest roster in the league. They could sign a fucking veteran for a year. It's fine. It ain't gonna hurt. It doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't hurt anybody. Cowboy Excuse says that Super Bowl came with a price. We're not dealing with any price. What's the price? That you lose free agents? So congratulations. That's every single year. Every year that happens. Simple as that. Eagles have a few pieces on the defense they're missing, but they're not glaring holes of what other Eagle fans that probably don't even watch the fucking team all year even know what the hell's going on. Like me, I'm not sitting here thinking that all this is so bad right now. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the third day of free agency. Like, I'm not worried about it. Simmons' stats from last year were terrible. Yeah, I mean, if Simmons' stats were horrible last year, then Zach Baun's stats were horrible a year prior. Walker trade would be neat. Yeah, it really depends on. I mean, you would have to give Walker an extension because his cap number's too big with one more year on his rookie deal. Losing have your defense. Guy can't even spell. Cowboy fans can't spell, so he must be like 15. So he ain't relevant in the conversation now. EC wants a wide trade for CJ if wanted veteran Simmons. Because oh man. The reason why they got rid of CJ was because of future contracts down the road. Because they had to get a player off this roster that was carrying too much cap number for the next couple years. And the Eagles weren't going to do that. The cap goes up next year. The Eagles need to save chunks of cap the next few years. That's the reason why this Chauncey thing got done. It got done because you have 6, 7 expiring contracts going to happen the next 2 to 3 years. That's why. It's like, why would you sign? Why would you get rid of Chauncey and sign a 31-year-old safety? Well, because they have no fucking choice. Because they might have no fucking choice now to do that, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Darren says, y'all are funny. Obviously, CJ wanted more money again. After just signing a new deal, losing 3 stars on defense is not the no, it's not world ending, and everyone's acting like that. It's like I get it, but now like everyone's looking up statistics to players that we're gonna maybe sign or whatever. I don't know. Sal with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Since when is that a bad thing to win? It never is, bro. It never fucking is. It's never a bad thing. Ever a bad thing. Like I said, we gotta be patient, bro. I ain't signed no 30-year-old player. I mean, come on. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially in the situation now. I think part of it because it's like, oh, well, they could just go to the first round draft the safety. Yeah, well, if the Eagles tried to sign Justin Reed, then they obviously have interest in the safety market. Then they actually have interest in this market right now. Costa laughing at us. Yeah, a team that took a huge step backwards while we were winning championships is laughing at us. That's hysterical. D said, this is a beauty of winning a bowl. You lose players that earn a bag. It's up to the organization to keep them. If not, we get picks. Keep the core and continue to be great with the draft and Howie. Exactly, 100%. And the more you draft well, the more this is going to happen every fucking year. It's going to happen every year. And you're going to have to sustain this every single year. Every year, you're going to have to sustain it. Alan says, Eagles will be fine. Our strength of our team was supposed to be our offense. Nobody can truly say our defense being number 1 after 23 wasn't surprising. Trust Vic, get the players he needs like Bond. Yeah, I mean, he knows that he could sense like what's out there, and if he wants somebody, he'll go get them. But the Eagles are taking care of business for the future right now for some of these big contracts you're going to have down the road. Sean said, Washington signing old players, go Birds. Yeah, that's a team that's signing old players everywhere. Pretty much. They signed a few of them. A few 30-year-old players already. 3 of them, to be exact. Yeah, well, you know what? We didn't play. I get it. Like, we're not going to play. Like, I people need to stop treating CJ like he's like a fucking god in Philadelphia. Okay, he's a great player. He ain't no fucking god in Philadelphia. Like, everybody's treating Chauncey like he's some big fucking god. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I honestly, like, now I'm like fucking tired of. I'm tired of it now. I'm like literally tired of it now. Chauncey's not playing here for another 20 years. Okay? Sooner or later, he ain't going to be here. Whether it's this year, next year, the year after, regardless, there's going to be life without Chauncey Gardner-Johnson sooner or later as an Eagles fan because life is life. Jesus. I'm telling you. Like, I don't get it, man. Eduardo says, I got a feeling Howie's going to trade up in the 32nd to get guys they want with these draft picks we have in our pocket. Yeah, potentially. And if there's enough guys on the board, they might trade back if there's enough guys that they can get on day 2. Dave says people CJ wanted more money, but Howie wasn't willing to do that, knowing they have to pay Carter and Smith next season. They got to pay Cam Jurgens. I mean, Nolan Smith, I don't even know what's going to happen with that, but you're definitely playing Cam Jurgens. You're definitely playing Carter. Carter's going to be the highest paid DT. Chris says Shake's the horror movie coming May 9th. It's called Clown in a Cornfield. It's great. It's going to be in the movies for a day. I'm going to go see that. Of course I know what that is. Come on. Based off the novel? Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited for that. There's no compensatory picks. No. For KG, no. He said, Cavil says, I think how he's plans to trade picks for the next year to move up to get top talent in the draft. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of picks next year, bro. You got a lot of picks in 26. 26 is going to be, you're going to be freeing up cap in 26, and you're going to have a lot of picks in that next year's draft. Darian says, and if we repeat, guess what? We are going to lose more players. Turnover is a good thing. Yeah, after a bowl. It is. Eagle fans aren't used to this. So when it's like, people go off of like, well, when Chauncey's here, we're in Super Bowls. And when Chauncey's not here, we're not in Super Bowls. And it's just so, I don't know. It's just stupid. Yo, Desert Eagle, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day at work, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Good day. King George, if you think about it, the Eagles got what they want from CJ. They brought him back to win a Super Bowl, and that's what they did. I think this move for CJ has been in the works for a long time. I think that's been in the works. It's been in the works. I don't think he was supposed to fucking be here more than a year. From how this whole thing went down, I think this was already in the works. That they were going to at least trade him somewhere so they could free up this cap the next few years. You have to think about money, bro. Money. Obviously, some of you guys can't be GMs, and I can't either. Okay, so if you guys think like, we don't have to worry about cap, that this is fucking monopoly and you could just do whatever the fuck you want. The last time the Eagles re-signed everybody, guess what happened? We went fucking nowhere. Nowhere. After 17, we re-signed everybody the next few years. Re-sign. Bad draft after bad draft. Restructure. Went absolutely fucking nowhere. Nowhere. Thank God. I'm not saying everybody in this chat. Thank fucking God everyone's not a GM. Thank God for that. Thank you. Thank God. J3 with the super chat says, never forget San Francisco. Walked through our warm-up, beat the crap out of us, and trash talked Bradbury, and not one person stood up. That's why fans are mad. I get it, dude. I get it. The whole team was a disgrace at the end of the year, and that was the exposing fucking game that we had that led to 6 out of 7 losses. So I completely get that, dude. Appreciate that super chat, but I get it, dude. I completely get it. That was horrific. That was horrible. But, you didn't have Fangio here. You had Sean Desai, and you had fucking Matt Patricia that took over later on. That changed the entire defense. That year was blamed on Nick, solely on fucking Nick Sirianni. That whole entire year. The shit experience that he hired around him. Brian Johnson's the scapegoat. I mean, the whole thing was a disaster. Your offense couldn't score 30+ points, but that year is done with. It's over with. We will never be back to that again. That will never happen. Under Fangio, regardless if it's Chauncey's here or not, it won't happen. All right, Maverick, that's fine. I mean, it's the third day of free agency. It's the third day, and people are like, are saying we're gonna get burned fucking next season. Come on, bro. That's stupid talk. That's just weak ass talk. That's weak ass talk. Weak. That's what my next video should be. Man, this Philadelphia Eagles fan base is the weakest fan base I have ever fucking seen in my life. The weakest fan base I have ever fucking seen in my life. I mean, after winning a championship, God, there's like no one has a pair of fucking balls just to be patient. Just be patient. I'm asking like for a few weeks to be patient. This is the shit that you get. I don't care, bro. I could trust me. Like I'm not here to cater to fucking nobody. Like I give my opinion. I listen to everyone else's opinion, and that's it. That's it. Joe says, "Yeah, well, Howie played it smart this time because last season he paid guys and then they went to sleep and the season went to shit." Mm. Darren said, if you guys really want to repeat and go for a dynasty, it had to happen. If you want to get to lose better the younger players, no, yeah, I get it. I mean, you're gonna you need fucking turnover. You need turnover. You need to free up cap space. Like you're gonna end up being over the cap, and you're gonna be owing fucking money. You're gonna have to be climbing out of a hole. Like the last time the Eagles were over the cap, like 70 fucking. When was the last time we were like deep in bad cap? Like over the cap, $73 million. That was like I don't know if that was 2019, 2020. I mean, one of those 2 years. Nico says, bro, he was crying about Reddick, and yes, it seems like you're the weak one. Bro, the Reddick situation was a completely different thing, dude. Completely different thing because there was no production at edge rusher. There was no production at edge rusher. We didn't see anything yet. You gave away your closer. You gave away your best fucking edge rusher, and you didn't see anything. You had nothing to talk about. There was no, Nolan Smith didn't, not his fault, but he didn't do anything the year before because of the bad coaching. So let me tell you something. Don't go back to the Hassan Reddick thing. Everybody was crying about Hassan Reddick fucking leaving, and there was 100% definition in that whole entire thing that happened. Nobody fucking knew Nolan Smith was gonna turn into this that year. At that point, we had no productivity, no productivity at all. So when we lost him, it was like, damn, like I don't really have much promise in anything else. Like I have to wait and see. So have some context behind what I was pissed off about. And you love me too, bro. You fucking love me. Burgang say, I hope Patul will rejuvenate our offense. We need more creativity. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. The last thing I'm worried about is Kevin Patul right now. The number one thing is to get this roster looking good on paper between the next few weeks, the draft, and see what they do. It wouldn't shock me if something happens today. Everything is due at 4 p.m. today, so all the moves for organizations, will be official at 4 p.m. I completely believe Lord Brunson. I completely believe it. 100%. So, shout out to him for the scoop on that, too. I do love brother, but crying won't help Reddick back on the Eagles. I didn't bring up Reddick. You brought up Reddick, bro. I didn't bring him up. James says, God does not enough blood pressure medicine to deal with these damn crybabies. Oh, I get it. Trust me. Hold on, let me put this chat on here. Hold on. Yeah, Gainwell signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers, by the way. Yeah, he's definitely going. Royce said after winning a championship, you can keep everyone. It happens. Everyone is trying to get their bag. We got to trust the process. You're going to have turnover, man. That's what's going to happen. KGK says, we're going to be great on defense. I didn't like the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade because I felt it was not necessarily, but players come and go. But the goal is to win the Super Bowl, and we doing that with or without him. The only thing I can say is this about that trade is, was there another player on this roster they could have like traded that would have given us cap the next few years? Was Chauncey the only guy that was going to save cap for us the next few years? I mean, that's what it came down to. And it came down to his numbers, and it came down to who's all the expiring contracts. Like, he's looking down the road on what contracts are expiring with every single player and fitting all this money into the roster. And if he can't do that, then someone's going to have to go. Shipley season. Hell yeah. We'll see. Dave said, Joey, what up, bro? Hope you're better today. You sound better. Oh yeah. No, I'm still sick, but I'm way, way better than I was the last few days. So I appreciate it, Dave. Say what you want about Gainwell. He was reliable, never fumbled. No, look, man, I've had my issues with Gainwell in the past, but I thought he did well. I thought he played really well. For a 5th round pick out of Memphis, his career in Philadelphia was a good one. So, you know, I didn't really like the way they would put him in 2-minute offense, and they would take Barkley out and put him in at specific times where, you know, that's just normal. That's what the Eagles always did. But we got to remember, Kenneth Gainwell is Nick Sirianni's player, you know. We got 456 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Thank you so much for joining up today. We're just sitting on the 3rd day of free agency, just seeing what's going on today. That's really it. Arthur says the Gainwell glaze is crazy. He stinks. Relax. Well, look, when he played well, he played well. You know? When he played well, he played well. Chris, the anime guy, said there's also reports that CJ wanted a new contract. That's the rumor. It's not actual fact, but that's the rumor right now. Craig said this is why Eagle fans are a joke, so they just want names just like Dallas and Washington. How that look for them? I want young dogs in this draft and next draft and get player. Yeah, like I get it. Like you're gonna have that youth turnaround, and this is what Howie Roseman said at the fucking combine. He said all this at the combine. It's like everyone's acting like, I understand, like if something's a shock, then it's a shock. But then you have to really go back and look at what Howie Roseman said. You know what I mean? So I get it. Like if they say, hey, John Clark said the other day, even after the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade, look, if we're trading Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, then, you know, apparently Sidney Brown's going to have an opportunity for a safety battle. Okay, great. Keely Ringo, they're very high on him. You know, so we just got to, like I said, like it's the 3rd day, and we just got to give it time. You got to be patient in life, dude. You ain't patient in life. Like, we're gonna be a bunch of fucking animals. We act like a bunch of animals. After a Super Bowl win, we're acting like a bunch of fucking animals right now. like it's like old school fucking, you know, Black Friday, bro. We're waiting at the door, and like we're about to rip each other apart to get the the last toaster oven in the fucking store, bro. J3 with the super chat says, question is, do you feel Sidney Brown can have a Nolan Smith type year? No one replaced Reddick. Well, can Sidney step it up too? I mean, yeah, you're talking two different positions, but if you want to put it that way, Sidney Brown, I like Sidney Brown in 23 a lot. But, you know, he's got an ACL. He had a concussion last year. His coverage is great. He's rangy. He's twitchy. I think he can cover a lot of feet with his legs, cover a lot of field with his legs. He's actually, I think he's pretty damn good if he's used a lot. And the problem is, like, he came off a big injury, you know, and then I don't know if he got injured again, like this past off season. But the guy, like Big Pickin just said, Sidney needs the reps, and I think that's what's really important. I think he'll actually be a really good player because I said, man, like Fangio just like didn't really want to use him. I was like, they got to find a way to put Sidney Brown on the field somehow, but there was just a lot of, you know, there was just a lot of guys in front of him, and there was just a lot of starters on this defense that were playing well, especially young guys. So I think Sidney can play that safety spot. And you got to think about it too, because, you know, if Sidney fights for a safety spot, if he's like the starting safety this year, just say if that's the case, next year in 26, Reed Blankenship's a free agent, and potentially, yeah, I mean, he might be one of your starting safeties. Like I said, I think he needs an off season. He needs to be like in the starting defense. He needs to be under Fangio the entire time and get his reps, and I think he'll be good. So if your question is, do I think he's going to step up? I think he will. I think he will when given the opportunity. So Nifty says, who will be the running back 3? You hated the Gainwell pretty hard. I don't really care about the running back 3 because we really don't use 3 running backs. We use 2. 3 is you're going to have the third running back on practice squad. Yeah, I didn't like it's not that I didn't like Gainwell. I didn't like the last few years how they valued Gainwell over Swift and how they valued Gainwell over Miles at times. Like the way they would, Swift would have a big run and then they'd give the ball to Swift again for like a 1 yard gain. They'd take Swift out, put Gainwell in. They would stray away from the better back, is what I'm saying. And that's what used to piss me off. I don't hate the player like he's a player. Like he's a person, he's a player. Like I don't hate him. I just hate the way they value him at times. You know? I think Sidney Brown can cover. I mean, it just comes down to his reckless tackling because he's just playing kickoff. But how much did Sidney Brown play this year? That's what I'm saying. Like, Keely Ringo didn't play much this year. And, yeah, Sidney Brown came into a couple games and had a couple, like, really bad tackles. But, maybe some of you guys will be like, oh, he can't tackle. He can't, maybe you guys will say shit like that. I'm not going to say that off of a guy that comes in for a couple fucking snaps and that designates the rest of his career of what he's going to be. Sometimes I see what people are writing and I'm just like, okay, I get it, but come on now. Like Water Red says, Sidney Brown gives me Dawkins vibes. Low key, he's a menace on the field and tackles a full training camp with Vic will get him right. I think that's what he needs, man. Nifty with the super chat says the offense is staying pretty similar. People need to trust Howie. He's keeping the team relevant for the next few years. Don't want to be the 49ers. Yeah, I mean, everybody's bitching, but look at the 49ers. They got nobody. You know why? That they had to get rid of everybody? They had no control of their cap. They were signing and signing. Remember the last few years with the 49ers? They were signing this one and signing that one and signing this one. We were never, honestly, guys, we were never that aggressive like that the last few years. We have never been that aggressive. But obviously, you're not paying Brock Purdy, so they were able to make a lot of moves. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That team is you want to talk about gutted? That team is fucking gutted. That team is beyond gutted. Beyond. Sewell Blaze with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Says, yo, I'm at work, but I'm here in spirit. In spirit, you are. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out, man. Appreciate it so much, dude. Nico says, Joey, all you do is complain about players. No, I make content. I always complain about shit. So you're technically right about some things. But thanks. So Lee Raymer says, with Gainwell gone, would you be interested in reuniting with my? Hey, no, I am not interested in Miles Sanders. You could probably sign him for cheap, and he's backed up Saquon Penn State. Or would you want to see? No, I want Shipley. I want Shipley to get a shot. I do not want Miles Sanders. Guy can't stay healthy. Guy is a fumbling addict. Guy, I mean, I don't even know how he is now, like health wise. I mean, I have no interest. That the crucifix to the devil, like no, not happening. Mm-mm. We got Slick with the super chat. Appreciate it so much, man. He says, there one thing we know Fangio likes is good tackling. I think Sidney will surprise people and still bring that physicality for the defense. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like we'll find out and we'll see if he's missing tackles or he's having one of the worst camps. We'll find out due time. We'll find out. But I think as an adjustment to him consistently, going in training camp, competing, and I think he'll turn out fine. I mean, he's on special teams. He's making tackles like there's no tomorrow. He came in for a couple plays and he whiffed on a couple tackles. Now people calling him trash. So I don't know. This is the type of stuff you have to deal with, unfortunately. Joseph Augustine says, did someone just retire from the Niners? I have no idea. Oh, Trent Williams retired? Really? Carter contract is 3 years away. If they pick up the 5th-year option, like you don't know if they're picking up the 5th-year option. So, Desert Eagle, what's going on, man? He said, respectfully, no Miles Sanders, although I can't be bad at his lack of Super Bowl performance for they also stopped Saquon Barkley 2 years later, but still no Miles Sanders. No, I'm just kind of done. I don't want to really bring anybody back that used to play here. I just and obviously the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson thing was just a different situation because he should have been here in 23, and maybe it was better for him not to be here in 23 because he wouldn't have fixed everything. It would have helped, but it wouldn't have fixed everything. Miles Sanders, no. I mean, some of these running backs that leave Philadelphia, they do not do well. And he's been one of the ones that did not do. He turned from he got I would say a contract the Eagles probably could have paid. Became the number 1 running back for Carolina to like the number 3. And then was on IR. And then that was pretty much it for him. Nifty 350 with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, we have some of the best coaches. I'm not worried about what we got for CJ because Stoutland can turn a 5th rounder into a starter. I'm not. No. Like this is people are confused over this. I don't even give a shit about the guard that we got. Like, that move was strictly to free up cap the next 2 fucking seasons. What was it? 211,000 this year, 6 million in 26, and 13.8 million in 27. That's what they free up cap wise for the Chauncey trade. That Chauncey trade, sure, like they picked up a guard that they could, they as a project, whatever. But realistically, they made that move. The main reason they made that move, that Chauncey trade, was to free up cap space the next couple seasons. As the cap is going up, we're saving more money on top of it. That's the main reason why they did that. um 49ers lost 12 starters from their Super Bowl team. Punjab, damn. That's crazy. Shalmer Clark says Fangio will be able to pull the best out of his players as long as he's leading this defense. I'll trust the moves. Yeah, like I said, like everybody's just gotta be patient, bro. Everybody's gotta be patient. I'm gonna go find this quote from Howie Roseman because I really wanna read this. So Howie Roseman said this at the Combine. So this was Howie Roseman asked fans for patience while the Eagles put together the roster this offseason. He said, quote unquote, it may look different. Some of the moves that we may have to make here may not be what are necessarily on other people's minds. It's probably not going to look like maybe the conventional wisdom thinks it should look. I would just ask our fans to just have patience throughout the offseason. The offseason doesn't stop in free agency. The offseason doesn't stop in the draft. Okay? He talked about the turnover. He wants young players to be starting in for this on this roster going into 2000 going into the 25 season as well. Nifty with the super chat says Miles Sanders would still suck behind his old line. He doesn't just hit the hole and run. He tries to be a Le'Veon Bell and just gets wrecked. I think one of the biggest, well, besides his fumbling and his drops, I mean, health was an issue with him. Because realistically, Miles Sanders only had like one good year. Like one good year in Philadelphia. That's it. And yeah. Nifty with another super chat. Thank you so much, man. So somehow the Dolphins fumbled a Fangio. Soft players. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of softies over there. No doubt. We were a little worried. Like, damn, Miami didn't like Miami. That's what this defense needed. This defense needed an asshole. This defense needed like direction badly. You know? By the way, this stream is sponsored by BetUS. So definitely go check them out if you guys have not. Appreciate it so much. There is 513 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream if you guys haven't. If you guys haven't picked up a membership for the extra draft content, we're going to be doing more later this week. Between me being sick and all these live streams for free agency, I haven't got around to doing more of them. But definitely pick one up so you get the obviously more of the extra draft content coming up. And all of that great stuff. So definitely go check it out. Go check it out. Appreciate it. Oh, Brian Pumper with the super chat. Damn, you disappeared for like, I don't know, a month and a half? What's going on, man? Says Michael Williams, 6'5", 270, just ran a 4.76 on Pro Day. Stock down, but he might fall at 32. Yeah. That guy could play 4-eye. He could play wide 9. You can move him around the defensive line. I like Michael Williams a lot. A lot of edge rushers in this draft, man. Lot of good ones. It's deep. Position's real deep, so. It's the Georgia Pro Day today? Is that why? Keith says, fuck Sanders. If Carolina have him the boot, then they should tell you something. Kirko says, so any chance we bring Jalen Mills? We literally need him at this point. Oh, here we go. Another Jalen Mills. I need Jalen Mills account. Bro, I don't know how many of these accounts I've ran into about getting Jalen Mills. I don't get what this obsession is with bringing Jalen Mills back. Joseph says, yo, people are stupid. Oh, yeah, I got to check that out then. I didn't know that. So like I said, that's what our defense needed, an old school Italian coach that don't talk no shit. John Real says maybe they want to do last year's draft, first 2 picks that should start right away. Yeah, you're not going to get drafts like that, though. Like, if that was a normal draft, they wouldn't have had – Cooper DeJean would have been – they would have lost Cooper DeJean before that second round even fucking hit, that second day even hit. Arthur McQueen says, I don't know if you've seen Hurts Super Bowl MVP. Let's move. Hold on. Nifty with the super chat says Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was brought back to win the Super Bowl. He deserved to win before the refs called that bullshit call on Bradbury. Benefit for both sides. He got a ring. He got a ring and we got him for a year and we did it. We did our thing. Nico says, Joey, you want Reddick back, so wouldn't you be a Reddick channel? Yeah, it's called Joey Shakes Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick is needed so badly. That'll be my channel name. Beast Guard says safety will be there at 32. Safety will be there at 32. I can see the Eagles moving up in the second round for sure. Too high draft picks. Oh, and they have the draft capital to move up. They have if they sit depending on how many guys are on the board and what they need, they can still trade back. They could trade up. I mean, realistically, they could either sit at 32 strictly or they can actually move up and do something, but Kruger says, I'm not suggesting we bring back Nate Gary or Ronald Darby, but I'm just a big Mills fan. Oh, you're fine. I mean, I have no interest, so I don't think the Eagles have interest either. It's a new regime. These coaches don't care about that player, so. Desert Eagle, what's going on? Since Jalen Mills was so 7 years ago. Also, did people forget? He always got cooked on those double moves. Yeah, I mean, he's playing a lot of safety too now. Like when he went to the Patriots, he was playing more safety. He wasn't really playing a lot of corner. He was a nice hybrid player for a lot of for the Patriots and stuff. So he was playing like 2 positions at times. Well, isn't Asante Samuel Jr. a free agent? He's not a free agent? I don't think I don't know, dude. Like, I don't think those corners are physical enough. Like Jair Alexander with an injury history, I don't know what the contract he's looking for. He hasn't been signed yet. And I don't think both of those guys, Asante Samuel Jr. and both of them, I don't think they're physical enough, to be honest. I don't. Nifty with the super chat. Jalen Mills, the 4.7 cornerback. Yeah, Ohio State Sawyer. Yeah, it's another good one, Keith. Beast Guard said, I think letting the young players start is smart. Look how much Nolan progressed when we finally became a starter. Our 1 to 3 round picks need significant playing time. Yeah. And I think that's been one of the biggest. That's been number one before a few years ago. Obviously, the Eagles weren't drafting well, so we had obviously like a lot of past coaching staffs, like with Doug's staff, like Jim Schwartz, like they only cared about veterans. Man, they were like obsessive with veterans. You know what I mean? That shit's changing now. This is more satisfying to Nifty with the super chat. Appreciate it. Says more satisfying to develop in-house cornerback talent. Yeah, I mean maybe. I mean they're going to add more bodies. They'll probably draft another corner, probably not high, but they'll draft somebody. I don't know. I don't see them dipping. I don't see them dipping into free agency. I don't see them dipping into it. I don't. You know. Yo, Rocky with the super chat. What's going on, man? He says, I want that safety. Nick Adamore from South Carolina, 6'3", 220. Dude is a monster. Yeah, I've been hearing great things about him. Yeah, dude. Safeties. The Eagles can get a safety in this. They can hit on a safety. I think the first 2 rounds. I mean, easy. I think at 32 they can go grab somebody at if that's where we're going to be at in that position. But realistically, I think second day would be a great day too. You know. Appreciate the super chat, man. Lucio, what's going on, man? So congrats on the Super Bowl. Appreciate it, man. Means a lot, man. And good luck in the off-season program. I think that running back that Dallas actually signed is a nice low-risk, high-reward type move for them. I think he'll actually play pretty good. Yo, East Coast Gridiron, what's going on, man? Says, I hope you're doing well, Joey. What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well too, man. I was catching up on actually one of your streams, I think a few days ago. But everyone was saying that the Bulldogs are having their pro day today. I have to check up on that later on. Wombat says we're gonna be fine, guys. If anyone has award himself the leeway to just let him cook without freaking out, it's Howie. That's true. Nifty with the super chat says, thoughts on drafting a kicker in the first round? Oh boy, I think we're going out of our minds now. Bye both Kennys. Kembo says people riding him because he had a good combine. Beast Guard says, Arthur, I agree. If the Eagles' D is top 10, we'll be fine. The offense is getting their second stint together. Well, realistically, guys, like to win a Super Bowl, the defense just has to be fucking average. All you need is an average defense, an average ranked defense to win a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't want that. Trust me. I mean, what they did, it was just what they just did in that Super Bowl against the Chiefs was just, oh man, it was crazy. That was a team that was laser focused, and man, I'll never forget it. East Coast is, I'm trying to catch it on and off right now in between working. Yeah, I get it. Trust me. I've been in and out of work all morning, so. Eric Long says the CJ trade is genius from Howie. Sends a message to the locker room that even if you're a good player, you're not guaranteed a spot on this team. You have to be great and act like it off the field. Yeah, I mean, that could be a message, no doubt, but, you win a Super Bowl, and I mean, I don't know what whatever that Brunson heard from the conversation that those two had, or I don't know what behind the scenes. I mean, from what he said, quote unquote, it had to happen. So I'm trying to figure out, was this a contract situation, or was it something else? Carlos Lopez with the super chat. Thanks so much, man. He says, don't forget we have Lewis sign the safety out Georgia. Another Bulldog. We should be good. Yeah, they're going to see if they pull some talent out of him, a former first-round pick that didn't really work out, but yeah. I like doesn't it excite you when there's young guys like just competing for jobs? It excites the shit out of me. Just like you go into these games. Remember every game. It was like, I wonder what Cooper DeJean's going to do this game. I wonder what Quinyon Mitchell's going to do. It's just there's just so much more excitement when you have that youth turnover. It's one of the more exciting things I really look forward to. So, you know, Skylar Lucan says, would you rather start Derek Barnett or Marcus Smith? Well, probably Barnett because he was obviously better, but probably not saying much. East Coast Gridiron says, let this be known. We've been talking about Amenore all year. He's absolute worth all the hype. His LSU game was incredible. Don't let him fall to the Ravens. Let them playing cover 2 will be insane. Yeah. I mean, I don't see the Eagles sitting stout at 32, sitting still. Because I think they want to try to garnish more picks. If there are, and I don't know. I mean, obviously it's best player available. I mean, you don't want to draft guys based off of need, but you kind of do at the same time. But I gotta see what this team does the next few weeks to really know like what they're exactly doing. At least I could try to pinpoint what I think they're gonna do. Like if they sign a safety, then I know they won't hit one in the first. If they go get a cornerback, then sure, then I think that's going to be settled for that number 2 spot. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, Lewis Sign is under contract for this for I think reserve future contracts. I think it's just for the offseason. So CJ was here and we lost the Super Bowl. Vic comes and we win. It's not a coincidence. I love CJ's fire, but he's not Weapon X. I'm saying, dude, like he's a great player, and that's fine. Good player, perfectly fine. It's just like, you know, the hype up for him. Without him, this defense isn't going to go anywhere. It's just one of those like you can't. It's not like that. Eric says, Joey, with your pick of the litter at edge, besides Abdul Carter, who you picking? Probably James Pierce Jr. if he could slide down, but it probably won't happen. East Coast says, seems like you guys need someone at Brian Branch, which is this class. It will be Malachi Moore from Bama. He'll be there in the second. I think he's the best in the class, by the way. Oh, nice. I mean, he could play multiple positions, which is great. Hybrid type player, which is good. I don't mind that at all. Because realistically, if Sidney Brown's going to compete for the job, Reed Blankenship, this is last year of his contract. They're not giving him a big deal. So, I mean, potentially, between first and second rounds, they could go after a safety. Possibly. But still got a few more weeks of free agency and see what other moves they're gonna pile on here. Let's see. Wombat says exactly, bro. Vic is the real tone setter on the defense. I think Jalix Hunt could be our next rah guy. Honestly, I like Jalix Hunt a lot, dude. I mean, the Eagles' big mistake with Jalix Hunt is they didn't start him earlier in the season. Because all I saw was Bryce Huff fucking falling on his face like every 2 seconds. That's all I saw from Bryce Huff. He knows how to fall flat on his face coming off the line. And if they keep Bryce Huff, then I don't know. Maybe they won't go edge rusher. It's gonna get crazy if they can't dump that contract. Which obviously it's too early right now. Maybe they'll dump it later on. But, Arthur says everyone that see the Eagles are the only team that did not sign a free agent. Yeah. The Eagles, yeah. So the Eagles are now the only team that didn't sign a free agent. Last night, it was between the Ravens and the Eagles. The Ravens signed DeAndre Hopkins last night to a 1-year deal. You know, where wide receivers at old age go to fucking die. So I don't know what's with that team. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it with some of these receivers that go there. They just have a lot of interest in that. I don't know. You know, Des Bryant, fucking Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know. I don't get that team. Just that makes no sense. East Coast, if you had to choose 3 positions on the draft first, what would they be? I'll give you my best fits for the Eagles for those positions. Give me edge rusher, give me safety, and give me corner. Ty Banks Live says it's Orojomo season. It definitely is, dude. Who the hell who doesn't like Moro Jomo? Moro Jomo is a beast. Beast Guard says, Joey, who do you think is the new leader of this defense? I honestly think it's Nakobe Dean. He's very vocal. Yeah, Dean. I mean, I could see Zach Bond, Jalen Carter. I mean, somebody will, we'll see what happens, Desert Eagle says, getting paid a lot of money just to fall flat on your face often. Yeah. That's what he fucking did. That's what he did. He'd get out of his stance and he'd just fall on his face. Mr. $17 million a year. Mr. 17 a year. CJ Richard says that, man, if we didn't give Huff so much money, we'd be in a way better position. Well, yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know how much money that would add up to, but they would have probably another little bit more of cap space. There's no doubt about that. J3 says, too many good edge players not to take one. Not take one at 32, so you could put a 5th-year option on them. Same thing we did with Nolan Smith. So the Eagles are because you're in a valuable. If you're at 32, you're at a valuable position. I know it's a shitty pick, but that 32 to me is pretty much a second rounder. Pretty much is, in my eyes. You could stay in that 32 range or move up, and you have the ability to make that choice if you want to give somebody a 5th-year option that they really like, or you trade back. You know what I mean? So let's see. Let's see. East Coast Ground says Edge Nick's scored in Texas A&M. Yeah, I've heard of him. Malachi Moore from Alabama. And JD Baran from Texas, cornerback. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. And by the way, guys, if you guys haven't checked out East Coast Gridiron, go check out their channel if you guys haven't either. They cover everything: Senior Bowl, every draft pick from every position. They know their stuff. They know what they're talking about. So, go subscribe to their channel. Click on their East Coast. You could put your link in the chat if it lets you. It should let you. Everybody could subscribe to your channel. Appreciate it, man. You don't think them guys are physical enough, as if Slay's physical? I have to give Slay props this year because he really turned it up. And then Slay hit the playoffs, and he looked like he was like 25 years old. You know? Chevy Sweet said, at least expect Huff to work hard this season. I want to expect less slips than more. Yeah, look, like, it's not Bryce Huff's fault, dude. They signed him to that money. It's what it is. It would be nice. It would be really nice if Bryce Huff could turn it around. But when they didn't play him in that Super Bowl as a healthy scratch, that kind of changed everything for me. It's like he was 100% healthy. He had that minor wrist surgery. He had that boot on his. He had that fucking cast on his hand, so he couldn't even grab with both his hands as an edge rusher. So finally, when he was fully healthy by that Super Bowl, that was where I was like, okay, that kind of sums it up for me. I got you, East Coast. I got you, bro. Remember when Slay got pushed up on the wall of our Steelers? That was funny. Yeah, that was crazy. Joshua says Tyler Steen is ready to step in at guard if Becton is a resign. I honestly don't know if that's even gonna. I mean, Steen. I thought he struggled in that Super Bowl a little bit. I mean, the reason Jalen Hurts threw that pick in that Super Bowl was because of Tyler Steen. But Kai Becton wasn't in that play. He whiffed on a block. I'm really excited about Trevor Keegan. I feel really good about Trevor Keegan. I want to see what he could do. I have good vibes from Trevor Keegan. David Deary says, do you think Howie trade for DTR to see if he could be our quarterback too with a similar skill set to be Jalen? Let us trade McKee for a big haul at some point to a team who needs a QB. Well, when we trade for Pickett, what did I say? I said they're gonna build his value and they're gonna trade him. They're gonna build his value, and we're gonna trade him. I mean, for a 5th-round pick for fucking not even playing 2 full games, that's a pretty good trade. I think that's a really good trade. And that quarterback they got from the Browns, I think, that quarterback they got from the Browns, okay, I think he's going to be a camp arm. He's going to be a practice squad arm. That's all he's going to be. But he has that similar skill set to Jalen Hurts, which is nice. So I'm actually kind of excited to see him in this offseason program, with some of our weapons. So I mean, sure. I mean, if they feel like, he plays well, then, maybe he'll garnish more value later on. I mean, right now, probably not. Probably not. We got GJQJ with the super chat says, "What up, Joey? What time is free agency?" Well, you're like 3 days late. You're 3 days late, but it's been going on for the last 3 days. Well, this is the 3rd day, but at 4:00 by 4:00 today, all the deals that were pretty much official or become officially official at 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Bradbury's gone. He's post June. Now, if anybody's confused right now, Slay is post June as well. So the Eagles won't be affected by those numbers until after June, which the trade won't go through till that time anyway. Good. He could take his podcast. He'd go eat his banana pudding over in fucking Pittsburgh. That's what he could do. That was like the last straw for me with him. Like, well, he's trying to re-sign with the Eagles for the right price. Price is steep. Then goes through this interview and just totally just land-based this fucking team that just won you. It just put a ring on your fucking finger. I don't get it. Myles Garrett will be known as a $40 million a year loser. That's not being a loser, bro. That's being a smart man. That's being a smart fucking man. East Coast says, I'm trying to figure out how he keeps fleecing teams, man. That dude got some dirt on a lot of people in the league, I'm guessing. I don't know. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of fleecing this year because the Eagles are like, he's got a lot of work to do with this roster between now and the next few years. And Kenny Pickett for a 5th-round pick, I thought was pretty damn good. I know when the Eagles traded for him, they swapped a 4th-rounder for a 3rd-rounder. So I get it, but they ended up moving back up in that draft anyway when they got Kenny Pickett anyway. They moved back into the 3rd round, so he got the 3rd-round pick back. Oh, no, he definitely deserved that money. Myles Garrett definitely deserved it, man. Like, I was sitting there, like, there's no... After Crosby got 35.5, I was like, nah. Like, Did Harold Landry sign with a team yet? So Aquilari from the Giants hasn't signed edge rusher, right? Aquilari, whatever the fuck his name is. Aquilari, whatever his name is. Harold Landry's still out there, right? I think. Rocky with the super chat says, "Who do you like at tight end in this draft?" I would say Fanning Jr. I know the Eagles had a lot of interest in Gunnar Hansen. I know he didn't have his testing didn't go well because I think he had like an ankle sprain or something because he ran like a 4.9 or something. I don't know. He didn't test really well. I think he fucked up his ankle. That guy from fucking LSU too. I know they had interest in as well. Landry on the Patriots now. What's going on here? Damn, we just talked about it and that Jesus. Yeah, how much? Yeah, I mean the edge rush market's a fucking disaster for us right now. Let's see. What's the deal? What's the deal? I'm trying to see if it's here. I don't even see it. I don't see it. Oh, so fucking he gets his player back. Fucking guys. I don't know. I don't even fucking see it. Yeah, I know Vrabel's there, so it makes sense. Let me just type in his fucking name. All right. I don't know what the deal is, but he signed, yeah. 3 years, 43.5. 26 fully guaranteed. Yeah. So he got the bare minimum. Oh no, he got 26 million fully guaranteed. Never mind. Yeah, no. Eagles aren't in the market for that. They're gonna keep waiting. They're gonna keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Aquilari, I don't know. Even if they I don't even know if they're gonna add another edge rusher. Interesting. The Eagles are possibly moving on from a guy solely because he can't stay healthy. Gunnar Helm. Oh, I call him Gunnar Hansen, bro. Gunnar Hansen is literally fucking Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw. Every time I say Gunnar, I'm like, that's who I think about. Gunnar Helm, not Gunnar Hansen. I call him Gunnar Hansen all the time. So weird. That'd be a great tee. If they draft Gunnar Helm, I will make the best T-shirt ever. Howie's waiting for Christmas, bro. No, Howie's just Howie's working his shit right now. Like I said, got to be patient. I'm excited. I'm always nervous about every draft. Of course I am. If you're not nervous, then All right, let's see here. We got 445 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the stream, guys. Appreciate it so much from everybody today for jumping in, stream, and hanging out. Justin Ryan with the super chat says, "Do you think we should fire Howie?" Where are we right now as a fan base, bro? Where are we as a fan base right now? Nah, I mean we're fine. He'll be fine. D-Max and Shakes. What's crazy is Howie will draft great and we'll end up in the same situation as now. I love it. It means we are winning. Yes. You're gonna win a Super Bowl, you're gonna get turnover. You're gonna win another Super Bowl, you're gonna get turnover. Same shit. All right, East Coast Gridiron. Appreciate you coming in, man. It means a lot. It means a lot, definitely. Yeah, you're good, man. Thank you for your insight on everything. I do appreciate it. You are a big help. No doubt about it. If I got questions about anything of the draft, trust me, you are a good source, my friend. Appreciate you coming in, man, supporting. It means a lot. Steven says, Eagles' plan is simple. Conserve money, sign players to one-year prove-it deals like Zach Bond. We have a core of very good young players. Yeah, I mean, you're set for the next few years, man. I mean, you just got to set yourself up. Like, the Zach Bond, like, thank God they got that done. Like, the last thing I wanted was to go into, as much as I felt like they dropped the ball on Oren Burks and that little shit contract that he got. Because I know you got the comp pick for Isaiah Rodgers. I get that, but the Oren Burks move was. Justin Ryan with the super chat says, "Joey, stop gaslighting. Half our defense is gone." Who's gaslighting anybody? I ain't gaslighting. I'm being positive. I'm not being negative. You lost the players that you knew you were going to lose, and because Chauncey's not here, your whole defense is gone. Makes no sense. Makes no fucking sense, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, once fucking June gets here, like after the draft's over, and usually I do videos in June, I might just take like the whole fucking like 3 weeks off. I might not even like go on YouTube one fucking day. I'm not even kidding. I might take like a fucking hiatus and just like go to my fucking retreat fucking island and sit there in a cave. We got JD3 with the super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. He says it'll be interesting to see if Howie will draft a nickel slash safety or outside corner. I think it will tell a lot for the plan for DeJean. I think he could play inside or out. It's why he's special. No, I agree with that. I wonder what they're going to do there. So what if they don't have faith in Keely Ringo? So if you move DeJean to the outside, you have nobody at inside corner. You have nobody at inside corner. Like that's been one of our weakest positions the last few years. For a good amount of years, that inside corner spot has been a big weakness, man. DeJean stepped up, and DeJean, by week 5, DeJean was week 4, week 5. DeJean got in there full time, and man, we were set. So that's a position they have to be really careful with, because if they move DeJean to the outside, they're going to just create another hole they're going to create a hole that way. Because realistically, all teams are going to do, if you take DeJean to the outside and they don't have a strong player at that inside corner spot, they're going to take their number 1 receiver, they're going to throw him on the inside, and I mean that's all it's going to take. You don't want that to happen, but I agree with you though. Like I'm telling you, like the next few weeks of free agency is going to be interesting, but once that draft hits, it's going to be like, oh, okay. Then we're going to start. The answers are going to start falling in place. They will, and I completely agree with that. I agree. Yeah, SC Bird says Howie's contract is up this year. I think they re-upped it. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened with that. I have no idea what happened with that. Nick's contract was up and Howie's, but we didn't really get an update on a new like extension for on like from their social media people, like on an extension for at least the head coach. One safety leaves, everyone is dying. I know. I knew I no, this is what I knew we were gonna lose Milt Williams and Josh Sweat, Isaiah Rod. I knew we were gonna lose these players. That's what I was expecting. And then you lose Chauncey, and it's like, our defense is gutted. It's just I don't get it. I don't get it. Rob Waller says, Joey, you think we should give Coop outside corner money when the time comes? Yeah, I mean, if the Eagles are going to take advantage of the situation, it just depends where he's been playing the entire time. And it's not like DeJean's a first-round pick. So if he starts playing on the outside for like if he starts playing on the outside, then yeah. I don't know what you're going to do when that time comes with both of those guys, But this is what happens when you hit on the draft, and you're going to have more patience, bro. You're going to have more patience. Yeah, more's going to happen, sure. When you're drafting bad, you have to restructure and you have to make all these moves to create cap space, and then yeah, it's so entertaining because things are happening, but it doesn't mean that what's happening are great things. Trust me. You want to win another bowl? They'll win another bowl next year. We just got to be patient, let this shit marinate, dude. Third day of free agency. The fucking sky's falling. Elephant in the room says, I trust Fangio. That's why I'm not worried. No, like if the Eagles got like a new defensive coordinator this year, like then I would be fucking afraid. I'd be scared out of my mind. I'd be like, we're in trouble. Like Fangio has control over every layer of this defense, knows the strengths and weaknesses of every player. He sees these players practice day by day, week by week of the season. You have consistency in the coaching now, and that's been one of the biggest weaknesses. One of the biggest weaknesses. you know? Yeah. I think we learned our lesson after winning the last Super Bowl in the following year. Yeah, bro, like what happened the next few years after 2017 after that Super Bowl? That's what happened. That's what happened. So Community says this is why I haven't bought a jersey in a minute. We change players like we change. Well, not really. I mean, not really. I mean, AJ Brown's been here. Devontae Smith's been here. Mulata's been, there's guys that have been here. What do you mean it's been hard to buy? It's not, but you think it was hard to buy. I don't know if you guys remember other seasons where guys were on and off this roster every year and we couldn't even get past a 6-7 win season. I mean, we remember some of these other fucking years. I mean, come on now. That's just being a little too far off, but We went to the Super Bowl every year. CJ was here. Okay, and we lost one and we won one. So, who cares? What does that have to do with anything? So what? You think if Chauncey was here in 23, we would have went to a fucking Super Bowl under Sean Desai and Matt Patricia? Like, that's just so stupid. Like, that's like, honestly, I don't really say that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, but that's like one of the dumbest fucking that's like one of the dumbest fucking comments I've fucking seen today. Realistically, that's like so shallow and so fucking stupid. Dumb. Yeah, keep him because we went to when he was here, we went to 2 Super Bowls. Whoa. Ooh, man. Holy shit. When they suck, we'll have your clip me. I don't care. I don't care. Clip everything. Waste your time and clip everything. It does not matter. You understand it does not matter to me? It does not matter to me. But guess who's always here through the ups and downs of this team? I am. Regardless of what happens, I am always here. Always. My face is always shown. I'm going to clip your. Go ahead, clip it. Clip it now. I'll smile. I'll clip it. Clip it. Man. Oh, no, I'm not stressed. I'm having fun. Guys, like, you don't understand, like, when I get off this live stream today, I'm not going to be worrying about this team and what they're doing. I'm going to just go through the motion, seeing what happens. I'm not in some panic state like everyone is at right now. Trust me. Jade 3 says you need to do a dumbest comment of the week. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. Jay Cuts says, Joe, it's been a rough couple days, my G. It's all good. It's okay. It's fine. This is what happens all the time. When it comes to free agency, it's always like the number one thing going to free agency I thought was going to happen was Washington has all this cap space. So I'm already going to be dealing with like, oh my God, Washington. I mean, remember remember the trade deadline? You know, like Washington's going to make all these moves, and the Eagles, like everyone acts like the Eagles have to top a move every time somebody else makes a move. The Eagles have to top that move and top this move and fucking top that move every time. Brian said, I just want to understand what's on their mind, and yeah, I know, I appreciate the compliment, but I get it. It frustrates the shit out of everybody. I get it. And as soon as Chauncey got, literally, it was 15 minutes before I was going on that live stream. 15 minutes before I saw the report, and I was like, oh, here we go. Like, everyone is going to flip their shit. And this is going to go on for fucking days. Days. Joey, you on a heater today? I'm fine, dude. I mean, I'm less sick today, so I'm a little bit more myself. I need therapy. If you Justin says if you had power, you Joey, you would have fired Nick Sirianni. If I had power, number one, you got to spell Sirianni right. Okay. Number two, um, after 23, I was pissed. I was pissed. I was pissed. See, it's easy to sit there and just type shit, right? Just go into the chats and type things. Like, I would say that three-quarters, I would say that probably you and probably a lot of people couldn't do the shit that I do every single year. You couldn't sit, eat crow, and you know what? The one thing that I do is when I'm wrong about something, I humble myself. When I'm right about something, I don't flaunt about it like some fucking cocky asshole, because I never do that at all. Simple as that. Some guys would have no balls to go on fucking camera and do the shit that we fucking do every single day. Pretty much everything besides a few weeks in June and July, besides a few weeks, nobody would have the balls to do this shit. You know, so like I'm not going to be right about everything. Probably the fuck not. Trust me. I'm not right always in training camp. Like I always speculate about shit. That's how I've always been since I started this channel. It's all speculation. It's all what I think, and that's just the shit that happens, man. Rashad Mahone with the super chat. If the Browns offered Denzel Ward, would you want him? Where is he now? Didn't we have him on the I don't know where. I don't know what happened with him. Concern says 3 Super Bowl appearances in 7 years. Fire Howie. Jason's facts. Appreciate you in 500. We appreciate it, man. You know we do. Stop sneak dissing me. Oh, I'm not. Being wrong is how you learn. It's like stupid comments like, hey, oh, well, you was on Reddit. I'm like, bro, like, that was a totally, like, even when people bring up when Jalen Hurts got drafted, it's like, bro, like, come on. Like, at that point in time, and any fucking person would tell you at that moment, like, come on. We all knew what position we were in at these moments. It's easy to look back now and just say, look what you said about this when there's no fucking context behind it. There's was Matt Sirianni in 23, but not enough to fire him. Why fire a coach that never missed the playoffs and got a soul-winning record? Now 2 Super Bowl visits with 1 ring out of it. I'm good with Sirianni. No, I was I was fucking heated, bro. I was heated. After that 49ers game, I said, if we lose against the Cowboys, I'm going to turn to a fan that nobody's going to like. And guess what? Yeah, I wasn't really liked too much. I wasn't liked too much. So that's what happened with me. Joey, please stop Billy from saying Kylie Ringo, please. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like a girl's name when he says it. Sounds like a girl's name. Like, Kylie's a girl's name. It's not a fucking, like, that's what I don't get. I know I don't get that. So, I don't know. It's how he pronounces it, so I just let him do his thing. Five Life says, it's hard for me to tell sometimes which of those fans are really Eagle fans or just trolls. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to get at this point in time. I've been doing this so long, it's just like, well, I could sense bullshit just from a comment. And then it's either a troll or it's someone that's just a casual fan, or, and I'm not saying like there's nothing wrong with being a casual fan, but like some crazy shit is being said the last few days. Like, dude, when this rumor came out with Chauncey, bro, that stream when Chauncey got traded, somebody said in the chat that he wanted a new contract. Another guy said that he was caught with like he had a lace cigar with like meth in his cigar. I mean, I'm not even kidding, bro. Like this is what people were saying, and I was like, dude, like people were saying some crazy shit the other day. How much cap space the Eagles have? I honestly have no idea. After everything that's been going on, I have no idea. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I'm gonna do some research through the day today. What's going on with the team and the Buy of Life, our young fans, they get some crazy feelings changing by the hour. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. And by the way, I kind of wanted to let everybody know. Yeah, Des, that's what a bunch of people like. That's what I was starting to believe. Like when I streamed, like when the news broke when Chauncey got traded, yeah, somebody said that he was caught lacing his cigar with meth. I'm not even. I'm not even kidding, dude. I can't even laugh because this cough I have. I'm not even kidding. I don't know. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, I don't friggin' know. I didn't believe it, but it's just like, man, how can I even trust anybody like online anymore? I can't trust a fucking soul on here anymore. The way this is going. Leon says, Joey, we traded CJ, but then was going after Justin Reed, make it. Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. Like you were willing to pay Justin Reed a multi-year contract, but then I don't get it. I don't get it. That I'm just confused on. I have no idea. 24.1 million the Eagles have. Did you cash out big on BetUS? I did. 7,000 for the Super Bowl. 500. It was just a straight up bet. 500 to get to the Super Bowl. 500 to win the Super Bowl, and I got 7,000. Yes. 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 It was good. It was good. Bosa signed with the Bills, didn't he? Appreciate it, EC. I appreciate it, man. And by the way, if you guys haven't checked out, this isn't obviously for the Philly Shakedown podcast. If you guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast merch, definitely go check it out. We got the high sprung polyester champion shirt. If you guys haven't, we've sold a lot of these already. These shirts take about an hour to make, with all the designs and everything. So definitely check it out. And the main thing, t-shirt in multiple colors, the hallway scene after the Super Bowl. Definitely go check that out. Comes in hoodies, t-shirts, all that great stuff. And we have a lot more that we put together from this past year, from the 24 season. We have some more stuff in the works as of right now. So definitely go check out some of the merch that we have in there, going forward. So link in the description and yeah. And I'll put the link in the live chat as well if you guys want to check out the site. When you buy a t-shirt, you buy a hoodie, you're supporting the Philly Shakedown, you're supporting me, you're supporting Philly 500, and we have a fantastic artist down in Florida that does a really good job for us. So definitely go check it out if you guys have it. Appreciate it. By the way, this stream is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out if you guys have not. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We got a super chat from Real Philly Dog. Says, Joey, we should trade for Tariq Woolen. How old is he now? Is he? I thought he got signed to a new contract. Did he not? Des Morris has ordered the main thing t-shirt. Going to wear that with the same Jordans that Jalen has on too. Oh, that's awesome, bro. I appreciate it so much. We appreciate it so much. Appreciate you supporting, man. It means a lot to us, Des. It means a whole lot. Yeah, Leonard Floyd signed somewhere else. I know it wasn't even a day he got signed. Leonard Floyd got cut by the four. I forgot where he signed. Atlanta. Okay, there you go. Tariq Woolen's only 25. Damn. Good fucking player. Yeah, so Von Miller, when I made that video about Von Miller being available, and I saw that Lane Johnson tweeted at Von Miller to like get him to the team, isn't Von Miller dealing with a bunch of like domestic violence stuff right now or something? Yeah, the Rams are going to be fucking good, dude. I agree. They're going to be good. They're going to be good. Didn't the Rams just add they added a receiver, right? I forgot who the fuck they added. Oh, he's a free agent next year. Yeah, I mean the Eagles won't be in that market. They won't be in that market for cornerback. Mm-mm. They ain't gonna be in a market for that, man. I doubt it. Yeah, Zadarius Smith is still out there. I know he signed with the Lions at the trade deadline when they obviously they lost a lot of players on that defense with Aiden Hutchinson as well. Yeah, Hargrave and Jonathan Allen signed with the Vikings. They loaded up. The Vikings fucking loaded up, dude. They paid Jonathan Allen pretty good chunk of money. They got Jonathan Allen. They got fucking Javon Hargrave with the Vikings now. Like they're stacked. But offensively, like that quarterback is really a big question. Sam Darnold obviously, gets that big deal. He gets that big deal with Seattle, which he plays 1 year with the Vikings, chokes in the playoffs, and gets $100 million contract. It's fucking insane, dude. So the Vikings needed defensive line help bad, especially interior, and they doubled down on that. So realistically, you're kind of slim pickings right now. Yeah, well, Vikings have a quarterback. Yeah, Bobby says Vikings have a rookie quarterback. Yeah, pretty much they have a quarterback coming off of an ACL or an Achilles or whatever it was. So, I mean, that was the smart move was to keep JJ or whatever the fuck JJ McCarthy. That was the smart move for them. Like to pay fucking Sam Darnold would have been stupid. Just that would have been dumb. Tyler says, beat Rams, Packers, Redskins twice. People need to show respect to the champs. Yeah, Rodgers is there too. Yep, I forgot Rodgers is there. Yeah, I didn't because. Sorry, I just smoked like a fucking. Just smoked like a pack of cigarettes, a carton of cigarettes. Yeah, Rodgers. I didn't know originally that the Eagles got a comp pick for him until like he got traded, or sorry, until he signed over there. You know, Mets, seriously, his playing career would be done. Yeah, I know. I know. That's what somebody said. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, Darnold went to Seattle, yes. Big deal. Jay Graves in the super chat. Darius Smith and Stephon Gilmore sign them for depth. Oof. We need a starter, bro. I mean, we probably already have a starter at corner. I mean, it just comes down to like, how do they feel about Keely Ringo right now? And I don't think Gilmore is trying to go on a roster as a depth piece either. No, 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 no. Wallet says Rodgers already agreed to terms with the Vikings. No. I was talking about Isaiah Rodgers. I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers. I was talking about Isaiah Rodgers signed with the Vikings is what I'm talking about, if anyone got confused. Bobby says Miller turned himself into a Glen Heights, Texas Police Department on November 30th on an arrest warrant for a charge for third-degree felony assault of a pregnant woman. Yeah, he ain't signing here. No. No. Howie Roseman already talked about this at the combine. He will not pick up players that players that abuse women. He will never fucking pick up players or draft players that have done that shit. Nope. Nope. No thanks. He hit assault on a pregnant woman. Good for him. That's disgusting. Hey, like how? Like what the? Like how do you do that, dude? How do you do that? I don't get these guys. I just don't. Remember that shit with that Ravens running back? What was that Ravens running back with the elevator when he dragged her like through the elevator when all that shit was on camera? Remember that shit? That shit was crazy back a while ago. That was crazy. Was that Rashid Rice? What was his name? From Baltimore a long time ago? Ray Rice, sorry. Yeah, Ray Rice. That shit was and the crazy is like we don't catch these guys on camera like when you actually get caught on camera doing stuff like that, I mean that's insane. That was insane. He like dragged her through like an elevator through the hotel lot. I mean, he dragged her by her hair. I mean, that was nuts, dude. Jay cuts to the super chat. Do you think Lewis Sign gets a chance to compete with Chauncey leaving? Yeah, of course he does. Yeah. He's a former first-round pick that didn't really work out, but they're, if Fangio sees something in him, then they're going to give him a shot, man. Everybody will have a shot. Fangio don't play favorites. Whoever does, that's why I love Fangio. Whoever deserves snaps will, and he's not like a off season per like, okay, well, he did good in the off season, so he's gonna get a lot of snaps in the regular season. Like, you're not playing, you're not practicing well, you're not looking great during the week of practice. Like, he don't play favorites. He goes by, you earn your fucking snaps. You're gonna earn your snaps. You play good in the game, you're gonna earn your fucking snaps. That's how that goes. Appreciate the super chat. Bald Eagle says if Chauncey was the only reason we made the Super Bowl, then every team would draft picks to obtain him. Shallow thoughts. Love the player though. Yeah, it's very shallow. It's horribly, utterly embarrassing to think that it's one guy and it's not. What did those safeties have to do in that Super Bowl? Besides when we pretty much had the game held to 6 points, did those safeties have to do anything in that Super Bowl? Not really. Crazy shit, dude. Stephen B with the super chat said, hey, Joey, did you hear Justin Simmons wants to be an Eagle? Might be a good signing if cheap, but will it work? The team wants to give Brown a shot. Well, no, I mean, they're going to give Brown a shot. Like, it says on the John Clark report that they want to give Sidney Brown a chance to compete, not Sidney Brown starting. It doesn't say that it did not say that Sidney Brown was starting at safety. It says that Sidney Brown, they feel they're in a good direction with Sidney Brown and they want to have him compete for the job. So he's competing. No one's earning shit until they compete for something. No one's given no fucking job unless they sign somebody that's way better. And that's kind of where we're at right now. But yeah, Justin Simmons says he wants to play for the Eagles. He talked about the Commanders. So we'll see let's see what happens. We'll see what happens today. We will see what happens. Oh, by the way, I am out of YouTube jail. My strike, my community, the same warning strike that me and Philly 500 got. He got his later than mine, so he's probably still on his. But I just got off YouTube jail today, I think, because it's past the 10th. Excuse me. Ron says, from what LB said on his stream with Tone and Simone, that the Eagles had some issues with his character. Apparently, he did some out of pocket shit at the parade as well. Yeah, yeah. It might be more than just a contract thing. It might not even be a contract thing. It might be just, yeah, dude. I want to know what the hell that is. If that's the case, then bye. If that's the case. I watched half of their stream the other day. I couldn't watch I watched like a good 30 minutes of it. I couldn't watch the rest of it though. So I don't know if I was at that part yet or but yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Baldy with super chat. Screw Simmons, dude. Had a chance to sign with us. Yeah, he did. But look, I don't think they need to sign him, but I need to see what they do. Like, what's the plan? What's the plan here? Because realistically, it's just, Sidney Brown, Tristan McCollum, and Reed Blankenship. I mean, that's what you have right now. Andre Sam. I like Andre Sam, but like I said, he ain't gonna start. But Andre Sam is a pushback type player, which I really like. Womit says white privilege doesn't exist. It doesn't need to get my what? Never mind. I'm not reading that. Zary Towers, so losing Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Sweat, and Slay in the end of the world, but Zadarius, Gilmore, and Simmons, who are all better, can help this team. CJ had a vlog of the parade on his YouTube channel. Yeah, but was there anything not incriminating against the law? But was there anything weird? I mean, was there anything crazy weird about the video or no? She might lose her Adidas sponsorship from the whole Xavier Worthy mess. Justin Ryan with the super chat. Why do you think we didn't sign Burks and Rogers? Burks they should have signed. I don't know why they didn't. Rogers they got a comp pick. If Howie Roseman's getting a comp pick, he's letting that player walk. Sweat comp pick. Milton Williams comp pick for 26. Rogers comp pick. 3 comp picks for 26. But Burks, yeah, it was like 2 years, $5 million guaranteed. Like it was like that contract was nothing. I was like, man, they kind of fumbled on that one a little bit, just a little bit. But CJ's interactions with the team was very awkward. Well, yeah, maybe he was drunker than a fucking skunk. I mean, like everyone else was. Stephen Papyrus, I want a younger safety. Yeah, look, I get it. I do too. I do too. We still have a few more weeks. Like they can make moves this week, next week, the week. So I mean, the next couple weeks they can make moves. So they got a couple to a few weeks left. That's really it. To, if they fill that spot up with something, we'll find out. But if they were trying to go after Justin Reed and they were close to getting him and they lost him towards this to the Saints, and obviously the Titans were involved, they had interest in the safety market, which makes no sense to me. I mean, I don't know. What were you trying to sign Justin Reed to? I mean, some cheap deal for like a year? I don't know what the contract was supposed to look like. CJ straight up had a Swifty shirt, I mean. So what? The shirt? The licks my balls shirt? These Swifties can lick the LIX. Licks by Ball shirt? No, that's the main reason. I can't even believe that. Yeah, what if they trade CJ because of his shit talking to Kelsey, and Jason went to Howie and complained? What? What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Smackfoot says, I really doubt Becton will be back. Maybe. I mean, it's still on the table right now, and he hasn't been signed yet, which is weird. So maybe there's still hope. Justin Reed said, I'm going to go with the Saints rather than win the Super Bowl. Hmm. Yeah, it could have been the T-shirt. No, I don't think the T-shirt had anything to do with it. Honestly, I won't. I won't go that fucking far. If that's the reason Howie is softer than tissue, because there's that. I think getting a guard from Houston was a message to Becton that can emulate what they did for him into someone else. Yeah, sure. I mean, they've done it with a few. I mean, they've done it with a few players. I mean, Mulatto was a rugby player that never played American football. You know, Avon never played in the NFL, never played football, period. And look what they turned him into in a few years. I heard Chauncey slept with his wife. Oh. Yeah, everyone's just making shit up now. Bald Eagle, the super chat says, all I'm saying is that if he was wide open in the public with the shirt like that, who knows what nobody but the team saw at the parade. Dude was wild. What are like wild in what way? Like I don't get it. What, because he was taking the belt and I mean, I don't get it. No one was complaining about this shit until this no one's complaining about this until he got traded. So what's the difference now? Guys are drunk, guys are falling on their ass, guys are saying crazy shit. Like, I mean, that's expected. Like, what happened? Like, none of you guys know. I don't think any of you guys know. Warriors Rage on another note, the Chiefs just restructured Jones and Mahomes, freeing up 49 mil. Damn. Did they pay Trey Davis yet? That they franchise tagged? Obviously they want to give him a big deal. Rocky with the super chat says CJ said he was smoking weed next to Lurie on DDG pod. What's DDG pod? What? Christian Ramos with all these draft picks over the next 2 years. Trey Smith, sorry, or whoever the right guard for Kansas City, yeah. Over the next 2 years, we can't roster all those players. I foresee a lot of trading up. Possibly. They have 4 fifth-round picks in this draft. 4. A Rappers podcast? Craig Miller says, Joey, I said Howie needs to draft Malachi Stark, star safety. Oh, I have no idea who that is then. CJ started got out of control and wasn't worth the headache to Howie and Lurie. Bro, what the fuck happened? I mean, I understand you can't do drugs, but it's just like I don't know. Unless he like made it obvious. There's no video on it, obviously. I don't know. I don't know. DDG is ain't no rapper. He's a YouTuber. His music is shit. Bro, who said weed was legal in the NFL? They could even take certain prescribed medication. I mean, this is a parade. Like, who's gonna fucking know? Like, everyone is fucking smoking that shit. Fucking fans are smoking that shit. Like, how? Like, who's gonna know? I mean, everyone's acting. This can't be right because number one, it's not even it's not even in season. You're not even in season anymore. A parade is a private thing. It's not. It's in season. It's not in. Sorry, it's not in season. So that makes no fucking sense. But at a parade, who gives a shit? Like, I mean, I don't give a shit. But if there's no proof of him doing that, then it's bullshit. Like, if I saw, like, if there was a video that went viral or like anything, like, then I could believe it more. But no. Vic got a taste of that Super Bowl win, so no one is getting free passes on his defense. No one should. This is, you earn your snaps every fucking week, bro. This motherfucker said the fans. You think Larry cares what the fans are doing in the crowd? No, of course not. You don't. I mean, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I don't know. That's nothing to me. I think that's bullshit. Whoever just started that in this chat is bullshitting. Bullshitting. Exactly, and that's another thing. Not everything you see or hear is true. You got to make sure you know your source of what news you're consuming. Yeah, the only person that knows about it clearly is probably LB. And if LB was told not to say anything, then he has to respect that. And that's perfectly fine. But at least, like, does he know? Sure. Am I going to ask him? Probably not, because that's his thing. That's not, you know what I mean? And that's his thing. That's what they're dealing with, you know? He put it out there that he talked to him, and all LB said was, quote unquote, this had to happen. This trade had to happen. He got traded for a reason. If it's not if it's involved with financials, sure. But if it's more than that, it could be more than that. Joshua says, all I know is, appreciate super chat, man. Joshua Goedert says, all I know is if we were replacing Chauncey Gardner, then we should just draft a hybrid safety out of Georgia. Howie, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Howie Felter Snatch. You're a funny guy. Appreciate the super, by the way. No, Ricks is not starting. Ricks will never be a starting corner. No. No. Not happening. Keely Ringo, we need to see if Keely Ringo is going to be the dude. Georgia Bulldogs have not failed us yet, and he could be the last piece that we really need. So, all I know, Brian says, all I know, we better not bring back banana pudding. Oh, no, that shit's going to fucking Detroit. By the way, when she shows up at the tailgates with the banana pudding, does she actually make people pay for that shit? Sean Steffens, that's another guy. Yeah, it's another guy. Does she make people pay for that shit? One of you guys must have been at a fucking tailgate she showed up at. Slay's wife showed up at. Does she actually give that show for free, or does she make people pay for it? Ringo ain't ready. Probably right now he's not. Probably not right now. You're probably right. Josh says had to lighten the mood here. Sorry, Joe. No, you're fine. No, we need that sometimes. Oh, it's free? Is it free? Well, that's good. I was about to be pissed off if it wasn't. Fucking millions of dollars that they make, and she's gonna be charging for fucking banana pudding. Oh no, she's a great person. I know that. She's a fantastic person. I don't judge. I don't put anything. I don't put anything. I mean, she definitely wears the fucking pants the way he fucking acts. So there's no doubt about that. Like I was like, you know what? Of course, Jalen Hurts my quarterback, but these other quarterbacks, they have their own eliteness. I like Odell Beckham more than Devontae Smith. Yeah, whatever. Tired of it. We drafted Ringo at 19 years old. It's crazy shit, dude. He's 22. He's 22 now. Nah, Slay's definitely gone. Hurt's mom is cool as hell too. Yeah, I've seen like TikToks of her like at games and stuff. She seems like she's a nice person. CJ was bad in red zone. Won't miss that part. That's true. Everybody on here is the NFL coach. Tell me about it. The last like couple days, I've been fighting everybody. Joey, you should stream prospect highlights live. I don't know what that is. Ed says he actually said Odell was better than Smitty. Yeah, he did. He did. Z28 says drafting a safety after trading our safety is so damn stupid. That's like the Titans trading for AJ Burks. That's how. Well, no, that's not stupid. Drafting a safety after getting rid of a safety, that's called turnover. Yes, that's not stupid. What's stupid is they trade Chauncey and then they almost signed Justin Reed. Like, make it make fucking sense. There's nothing wrong with drafting. If you get rid of a player that is going to be cap casualty or you need more money for contracts down the line, which I know he does, because there's more important contracts down the line, so I know that. Yeah. Drafting a safety, sure. No issue with that. But the Eagles were close to signing Justin Reed. Like, how the fuck does that happen? Brandon said we have to give up a comp pick if we get Justin Simmons too. I can't see. Oh no, why is that? Oh, because we signed a player to the same position. Yeah, you're right. I totally fucking forgot about that. Yeah, so that's definitely they almost signed a safety, so why? Oh no. There's no comp. No, there's no comp pick anyway for Chauncey. There's no comp pick for Chauncey anyway. Because Reed is better than CJ. Well, it's not even that. It's did you see what the Justin Reed contract was? Like, obviously the Eagles were out of that deal, but Justin Reed's contract was a nice chunk. It was a nice chunk. He's stiff but fast enough to make up for it. Yeah, he needs to be like, especially when he hits preseason, they need to work the fucking shit out of him. Like, they gotta work the shit out of him. He's got to go up against AJ and Devontae Smith like every fucking snap and battle and battle and battle and battle and battle. Iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. That's why, like, guys like when we got Bradbury in 22, how successful he was that season, just going up against both of those guys, like going up against AJ and Devontae are fantastic tests for these corners. And it really shows out. So Reed is overpaid, can't cover air. Cassius Sidney Brown will be our starting safety. Well, I wouldn't be like fearing about that, like that's a bad thing. You know? Go Birds with a super chat. He says we have 20 draft picks in the next 2 years, 11 in the first 4 rounds. If Howie keeps hitting on these guys in the draft, our future is bright. And it's true. He's relying on the draft. He's relying on this draft. I mean, let me let me see. I'm trying to find that other quote that he had. um Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I don't know how I lost it. I'll have to look for it, but yeah, I think a lot of Eagle fans are very I mean, a lot of Eagle fans are I don't know. I mean, I'm reading some of these I'm reading some of this shit like people are like just saying it's, like I understand it. I get the whole thing. You know, it's not like Howie Roseman was like, "We're going to be aggressive or we're going to do this," and all of a sudden, like we literally are sitting here in this spot. Okay, the guy literally told us to be patient. Some sacrificing type moves are going to happen. This is the turnover you're going to get. You're going to have turnover after a championship, and there's going to be a player on this team that they're not going to see with the money that they're receiving on top of what else they have to pay for some of these other guys. You know, Eagles baby with the super chat says didn't like the Chauncey trade, but Howie has earned my trust. Free agency just started. Draft hasn't happened. 7 months till a game. People need to relax. Yeah, I agree. He's not choking the off season. He's This roster never has turnover. It never really doesn't because now, like, you started drafting well the past few years. You've locked up guys, and now you draft more guys. You're hitting on more draft picks, and you're going to have to lock them up in a few years. And Cam Jurgens, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Nolan Smith. Bro, that's a lot of contracts down the line the next 2 to 3 fucking years. That's a lot of contracts down the line. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people would rather be over the cap $100 million, put ourselves in financial hell just to win a Super Bowl for the year. But that's not how this guy runs. That's not how he runs this roster and the cap behind it. There's a plan for everything. Okay. Just because it didn't happen the Eagles weren't signing a bunch of fucking players. It wasn't going to happen. Okay. They had their main priority. They signed it. They did a couple of extensions, which is great. Brad Wright says the fact that Howie let us know beforehand should be good enough. It's not like Jerry Jones all in bull. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, dude. Like the guy told us it's not. He says some of it's not going to look pretty. He says, please, Eagle fans, we just got to relax and be patient because he knows that some of the moves that he's making are going to freak people the fuck out. And like it did, it fucking did. It did. I'm trusting his judgment and their drafting process as well. You still got there's still guys left that are going to be very cost effective on the market. You don't have Milton's replacement and Josh Sweat. And bro, you got a good defensive line right now. Jalix Hunt's going to produce next year, topping 6 to 8 sacks. I think he's going to have a really good year next year. Nolan Smith is coming into his own. Fantastic. Jalen Carter, we know what he could do. Look what Jordan Davis did in the playoffs, especially the last 2 games in the playoffs. You know, like a lot of these guys are playing well. Moro Jomo is going to be a great depth piece. He'll slide right into that Milton Williams role. I like Thomas Booker. He's flashed, and you know he needs another off season. I want to see what more he could do. We got Byron Young from Alabama at DT. I want to see what he could do. You know, it's exciting to see that It's just exciting to see that this young player turnover, wanting to see them compete, wanting to see them in games to see what they could do. Like, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. A lot of people have looked over Moro Jomo. Pat Ryan, I completely agree with that. No one even talks about him. Nobody does. He had the highest fucking pressure rate. I think win percentage rate, pressure rate in the fucking Super Bowl. And all year he was a top 10 DT in win percentage rate. He was fantastic this fucking season. Moro Jomo was great. Great. So I think people need to it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. Like, it's not. You lose Chauncey and everyone thinks the fucking defense is, there's fucking reasons for it. This is what next year we're going to do the same shit. We're going to get rid of somebody that nobody wants to get rid of. But if you're fucking drafting well and you're having this turnover and youth is taking over every year, you're winning, dude. You're winning every fucking year. So I think the patience has got to be there. No? I told these casual Jomos will step in easy. Oh, yeah, dude, I believe it, dude. I've believed it. I'm not even worried about that. I feel really good about that, honestly. Feel very good about it. Bro, I could say the same thing about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who you MFers keep crying about losing. I have no idea what we're talking about. Like, everyone is, like, acting as if the offense had nothing to do about this season. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was a complete fucking defense. Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. If you didn't have Zach Bond this year, who gives a fuck about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? N'Kobe Dean and Zach Bond and what they did? Come on now. Like, they didn't make a fucking difference. DeJean didn't make a fucking difference. Quinion Mitchell didn't make a difference. I mean, come on now. Come on now. It's just you got to accept the turnover, man. Let's see. Brian Pumper, the super chat says, what excites me about Morrow, he has a lot of pass rush moves. Hesse swim, rip, swat, spin, and bull rush, like a low budget JC. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Like he's in that second rotation. That's where we want him. That's where we're gonna keep him, and that's it. He's that man could give pressure. I don't even care. I don't give a fuck about sack numbers or nothing. That man is gonna make someone else is gonna make a play because of him, or he's gonna start making a lot more plays, even more. But you know, safeties, you can have good safeties, bro, but if you have no pass rush, you don't have good linebackers that don't play great downhill, that can't cover big chunk yardage up the middle. I mean, safeties don't fucking matter if linebackers can't play in you. I mean, it's hand in hand. I mean, it's all hand in hand. I don't know if they'll sign Justin Simmons. He's out there if that's where they want to go. So if they sign Justin Simmons, then then probably will not have a safety in the first round. Definitely not. Mm. Well, yeah. But this stream is sponsored by BetUS. So if you go check them out, if you guys have not, appreciate it so much, guys. Everybody jumping in today. So yeah, I mean, so far it's already 12:44. Nothing's happened yet. We're almost going on 3 hours. We're getting there. Lori not bringing in Von Miller with those domestic abuse charges. Tony says, funny when people keep saying CJ gave up a lot of touchdowns. We still had number one secondary in football. He wasn't giving up as many plays as some. No, I mean, he gave up. I mean, before the bye week, he wasn't playing well. And I mean, the whole defense wasn't really gelled. They weren't really gelled together yet. And that's when DeJean wasn't even full time in the lineup yet either. You know? No, for a 1-year deal, a 1-year deal. A 1-year deal for me is nothing. I mean, for a veteran player to play with his favorite fucking coach that he was very successful under. He loves Christian Parker. He loves Vic Fangio. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see nothing right now. Justin Simmons playing for the Eagles is high on his list. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Commanders safety Derek Forrest is finalizing a 1-year agreement with the Bills. Ooh. Let's see. Nothing there. Nothing there. Yeah, I think that's it for now. That's going to be it for today, probably. If something breaks later, I'll probably stream again or something or whatever. We'll have a video out tomorrow, but I'll probably stream. We're not doing the shakedown till Saturday, so we got a long week. Long week, most likely. We got 437 to chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Hit the like button if you guys haven't. If you haven't picked up a membership, go pick one up for literally $2 a month for extra draft content, all that great stuff. Go check that out if you guys have not. Oops, clicked the wrong button. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I pinned somebody's message by mistake. My bad. That was a mistake. And yeah. I think that's gonna be it. I mean, we streamed for almost 3 hours, pretty much, almost. I'm gonna go get some rest for a little bit. I'm gonna go probably take a nap for a little while, and we'll get back to it later on. So wait till near 4 o'clock. We'll maybe see if anything happens, and if so, we'll hit the live. We'll hit the live again, and we'll get back on for a little while, and we'll have videos out and all that stuff. So, all right, guys, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate everybody's opinions and shit, and I get it. People are frustrated. I obviously get it. It's gonna be a slow process, a slow burn in the off season. So we'll see how all of this goes down the road. The next couple weeks. I mean, realistically, it's it's gonna get kind of crazy. So, all right, but you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Maybe later, if anything breaks, we'll come back on, and most likely we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back live streaming probably same time tomorrow, anyways. So, all right, boys. See you on the next one. Remember, shakes what up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace. Peace.